know what you're wondering. What's in the canister? I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I'm only mucking about. Relax. As for what's in the canister, it's best you don't ask.
Unique, meaning being the only one of its kind. That is the word that perfectly describes operators in Rainbow Six Siege. Defender, someone who is to protect them. And today, ladies and gentlemen, in Rainbow Six Siege, we happen to be looking at one of the OG and one of the top defenders in R6 history. The first of its kind and a Rainbow Six Siege icon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smoke Retrospective. Hey, what's up? Welcome to this week's edition of R6 Retrospective. This week obviously is Smoke, and I know that I said that we would be doing attackers first, but instead we will be alternating between attackers and defenders every week. I just think it brings more diverse, and you won't maybe be expecting what's coming next, and I like to talk about defenders and switch on and off. It can be kind of boring just talking about attackers, but let me know if you guys like this way better, and then better than all attackers in a row, because I think switching it up will personally make it feel more fresh maybe. Also, I realized that I may not have included a lot of gameplay in the last one, so I've been getting some gameplay with Smoke, but that wasn't too hard because I love Smoke. He's one of my mains, so it was pretty easy to get gameplay for him. So I'll be getting as much as possible for every operator, not just Smoke, every single one from here on out. Other than that, everything else is the same criteria and the same way of calculating the final rating. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm excited to do Smoke. God! I mean, I feel Smoke is kind of a controversial one, but maybe not. I could be wrong. We'll just have to find out. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, ring the bell, and hit the sub button if it's red. And without further ado, let's hop into the video, baby. Smoke is a 2-armor, 2-speed defender. He's equipped with a remote control canister that releases toxic gas that can kill anyone in the area if they are there long enough. His primaries are the FMG-9 SMG and the M590A1 shotgun. His secondaries are the P226 and the P226 MK25, and one of the greatest secondaries in the game, hands down, the SMG-11. His gadgets are a deployable shield and barbed wire. Before we go any further, let's take a look at the info on the gadget itself of Smoke's, which is the gas grenade, the remote control gas grenade. The gas cloud is a translucent yellow, and it kind of acts, obviously, hinting at the name, acts like a smoke grenade while dealing 15 damage for every 2/3 of a second that you're in it. So that means for most people, it's about 3 seconds, and that's like over half your health gone. The gas clouds could last up to 10 seconds before disappearing. Let's hop into the pros and cons of Smoke. First, let's take a look at the cons. Smoke's gadget can be detected by IQ. Obviously, it runs on batteries. IQ says she'll see it. Disabled by any type of the EMP grenades, any of the EMP grenades. Thatchers, the normal ones, whatever. Destroyed by the shock drone, obviously. And by Callie's ability, the Flores drones, and by Zero's cameras, they can be destroyed. For pros, we're going to look at some major ones, like Smoke is one of the best ops, if not the best op, to stop/prevent the plant. Flushes enemies out of a room, potentially leading them right into your room for a quick kill. He's great at keeping people out of rooms as well. So, for example, if the enemy has low health and they have to get into a plant, Smoke can... He's great at keeping people out of rooms as well. So for example, if the enemy has low health and they have to get into plant, Smoke can throw a smoke at the doorway to keep him or her out of the room, especially when they're at that critical low health. Another major pro is the synergy Smoke has with operators. So Smoke and Frost, for example. Someone can get down in a frost trap, Smoke can be there to finish the job. Another good example of this is Smoke Legion. If someone runs into a goo trap, they are slowed and they're taking damage at the same time. Smoke can take advantage of that, especially if they're trapped in a corner of a room. Another one is Melusi and Smoke, which again brings back the slowing down of the person. Smoke is more likely to, since the person will be there longer because they're moving slower, Sledge will more likely be able to get the kill or do a lot of damage to the point where it affects them for the rest of the round. And another potential duo, our last one, is Warden and Smoke. Now, Warden has his glasses so he can see through stuns and stuff like that. So, Smoke can smoke an area while the enemies, while Warden turns his glasses on and goes to work. I mean, it's pretty much as simple as that. Alright, boys, we are here for this week's Operator battle. So we're gonna dive right into it. Here we are. We have a bit of an interesting one this week, to say the least. One that involves Smoke, obviously, and Tachanka. Now hear me out. Ever since the Tachanka buff a little while ago, it has a very similar job as Smoke in terms of preventing the plant and entry denial. And Tachanka's Shumika launcher is one of the best at area denial and covering angles. And I think Tachanka personally is underused operator. It is a grenade launcher that spews out flames to cover the area, although Tachanka's gadget covers less ground. Has more ammo and it only lasts 7 seconds, so that's while Smoke's lasts 10 seconds. So Smoke has less ammo, covers more ground, lasts longer, and does more damage. So I think overall, in terms of how the gadget is used, I'd have to give it to Smoke. I mean, that's just right there. Next, the difference in weapons between the two. I think in primary, I'm going to have to go to Tachanka. I feel like his LMG not being mounted anymore is better, and it is a really hard-hitting weapon, and it can make all the rotates, murder holes, and everything that a shoddy would make, like Smoke's shoddy. While Smoke's SMG, the FMG or whatever, it's not. That thing's mid. But his shoddy is what really makes it good, because you can play close range, and you can play really good with the shoddy, and you can make rotates and murder holes. So with the Tachanka, you can play from a distance, having a lot of ammo, and also being able to have the ability to make those rotates and murder holes. And that, with all that ammo too, and not a lot of recoil. So I'm gonna have to give primary to Tachanka. But the secondary weapon, Smoke has it all day. I mean, SMG 11, come on. I'd take it over every secondary in the game, to be honest. SMG 11 and Super Shorty are just immaculate. This combo can also include another operator that is well known, one that I love to play in Rainbow personally, and that is going to have to be Goyo. He's another entry / plant denial, who has gas tanks that last 20 seconds, which is twice as long as Smoke, which is a significant difference. It does 36 damage per second, which is 12 ticks, 12 damage per ticks, and there's 3 ticks in a second, so 36 damage per second for Goyo, as opposed to Smoke's 16 damage every 2/3 of a second, I believe. That is significantly more than Smoke. I mean, I'd say that's significant. To add on, Goyo has even more charges than Smoke. Goyo has 4 Vulcan canisters, while Smoke has 3 gas canisters. All this makes Goyo sound better, which I think I can back. I think I can back that claim. But however, one disadvantage of Goyo is that the mobility with his gadget. Goyo, you have to place it at the start of the round, and you have to be in the right position at the right time with the right angle to be able to activate it. And then it only covers the area where you placed it, where you think the enemy is going to be. Smoke, you can use them whatever situation, whenever, wherever, and you don't have to as much predict where the enemy is going to be. You can actually see where the enemy is going to be, or I mean even predict, like if there's like 10 seconds left in a round, like in this clip right here, and the enemy has to push in, you throw your smoke where the enemy is going to push in, and if they're low, they're not going to be able to get in at all. And even if they do go in, they're going to be lit when they come out. So smoke is definitely better in that element. Goyle also has kind of a skill based and position thing for activating his Goyle. So I'd have to give that to smoke, but I still think Goyle's going to take the cake here. Now when we get to primary, like I said, it's really nice. It's really, really nice to be able to make all those rotates with the shotgun on smoke in the primary, and I think that's very good. But the thing with Goyo is he has a shotgun. I don't think it's nearly as good. And he also has the Vector with 1.5, which is just the nuttiest thing in Siege. Like, I love it more than anything. And so I'd probably personally, I'd have to, just because he has the shotgun option too, I'd have to give the primary to Goyo. But you go to secondary, I think easily Smoke takes the cake here. He has the SMG-11, like I said, over any gun, and Goyo only has the P229 handgun. So I'd have to give secondary gun. So mobility and secondary gun both go to Smoke. So it's like kind of like 60-40 right now. But then you get to the gadgets that they each have, and I don't think it's even close. Smoke had nitros when he first came out, which is so long ago that they've been gone forever. He used to have impacts. He was very good with impacts. That was also a long time ago. They took those away. And then he used to have a shield, which I've used all three of those, and they took them all away. They took his shield away like a season ago, gave him prox mines. So I'm pretty sure he's prox mines and barbed wire. While Goyo, on the other hand, has 3 gadgets. He has prox alarms. He has a bulletproof camera. So 2 intel gathering, and he has an impact grenade. He can make rotates. He can make murder holes. He can activate his Goyo with the impact grenades instead of having to shoot them. That is actually a huge advantage for Goyo right there. I just don't think people realize how big of an advantage that actually is. So, and I'd have to give that to Goyo, the gadgets, obviously. He has 3, he has 1 of sledges, and then the other 2 are way better than barbed wire. So I definitely have to give it to Goyo. They both pretty much have the same counters except EMPs, which is a huge advantage for Goyo. That his is not electronic, and Smoke's is. Now, to be fair, you would have to throw the EMP at like a very good time to be able to deactivate the smoke. But I mean, just being able to place your Goyo at the beginning of the round and not have it EMP'd is just huge for Goyo. So I think overall, also Goyo's operator synergy, it's basically anyone with explosives, and Goyo is just a great operator. You can put a Goyo on an Azami, and an Azami, people that when they break the Azami, the Goyo explodes, pushes them out. Goyo just works that he can block drone vents. I mean, I honestly just have to give this overall to Goyo over Smoke. Unfortunately, and I love Smoke, and I love Goyo too, but I definitely have to give the operator battle of Goyo and Smoke to Goyo. But I'm going to Tachanka and Smoke. I'm going to give it to Smoke. You can see our 6 stats have Smoke is overpicked, too weak. And they have Goyo's underpicked and just about right. Smoke's win percentage in Pro League is negative. And although he's played a lot, the win percentage stats do not back him as being a great operator. While Goyo, on the other hand, also has a negative win percentage. Not as negative as Smoke's. And he is underpicked. So they need to make Goyo stronger again. Although adding that 1.5, I think this is season 1 of year 8. So I don't remember if he had the 1.5 by then, but he's still underplayed in Pro League, which actually surprised me to hear. But yeah, so there it is. Smoke underpicked, 2 week. Goyle overpicked or underpicked and 2 week. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on this journey of the Smoke Retrospective. I have an overall rating for you. We're going to go category by category just like we did with Thatcher, or Sledge. Overall, weaponry for Smoke is shotgun, the SMG-11, with that mid-primary SMG. I give Smoke a 9 out of 10 for weaponry. Gadgets, Smoke has barbed wire and prox alarms. That is going to get a 3 out of 10 for me. His ability, when used correctly, is an 8 out of 10. Good for denial and all that stuff. Difficulty to use effectively and or using it effectively, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's not very hard to use at all. R6 statistics, Smoke. So I give Smoke a 7 out of 10 just because of his negative win rate, but he's very high played operator. Smoke's not going to get any points for the counter battle since he beat Tachanka but loses to Goyo, which they're both in the same category. All three are in the same category. He's going to get no points for the counter battle. Averaging every other category out, Smoke is going to get a final score of a 7.2 out of 10 B tier. And there it is, boys. 7.2 out of 10 for Smoke. One of my favorite operators. Phenomenal operator. There it is. Hopefully we'll be coming at you next week with a Thatcher retrospective. That gameplay gathering is going to be hell because he's banned every fucking game. But we're gonna try our best. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. We're trying to get back on the upload grind. We're trying to do at least 2 videos a week, but editing all this shit takes a long time. But we're gonna try to stick to it for as long as we can, and hopefully it just becomes easier and easier, and it becomes really fun for me. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping happens. We're trying to get back on the upload grind. On the road to 100 subscribers, so if y'all could click the subscribe button and turn on post. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. Funny moments, ranked. But we're definitely coming out with a retrospective next week. These videos do take a long time to make, so I appreciate everyone that puts in the time to watch it. And thank you guys, I appreciate it. With that being said, have a blessed night, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.
Seth got the waves.
Jimmy on a beat, boy.